Welcome back, family. Welcome back to another video. It's your boy Sir Loco 187, and I'm coming at you with another banger. Hoping you and your family are doing good, doing well. And today's video is about the FoamPosites. Okay, are they making the great comeback, or they never left? Especially with you know what I'm saying, we do have some posit heads that's always kept the posits up afloat, if you will. You know what I'm saying? So your boy did pick up a Air FoamPosite 1, dubbed a Dream of World. Man, I'm telling you, y'all, man, they feel good on feet. I know they look bulky and heavy, but they're actually not, and they actually fit real good like a glove, for real. That's no cap. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, that's what I wanted to ask y'all. Is the FoamPosites making its way back? Now, they originally released in 1997, so it's been about, what, 26 years. And they've released them throughout the years, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes, I know they've gone some years without, you know what I'm saying, dropping a FoamPosite. Now, for those of y'all that have been watching me, I've been on this YouTube deal for about 2 years. So I've actually reviewed a FoamPosite, but it was a gray school, I believe, or a smaller size in the Volt colorway. I think that was back in 2020. So the one I just reviewed is not the first exclusive, say, on the Sir Loco YouTube channel. But man, this pair that I just copped, by all means, like I said, check out that video if you haven't. It is the first one that I rocked, and man, I'm a believer. You know what I'm saying? So let's get right to it. You know what I'm saying? That's the question I want to pose to y'all. Is the FoamPosites making a comeback, or they never left? You know what I'm saying? Y'all let me know. And if y'all own the FoamPosite throughout any time between 97 and now, let your boy know and drop a comment and let me know what you think about them. You know what I'm saying? And for those of y'all that haven't copped or looking to cop, but especially those of y'all that haven't copped, you know what I'm saying, maybe drop a comment and just let me know, hey, you're not your cup of tea or whatever the case may be. Either way, it's all good. Because your boy, for many years, was not checking for sneakers like I do today. You know what I'm saying? At least within the last couple years. You know what I'm saying? But man, the FoamPosites, I've never owned a FoamPosite, and I also, like I said, don't have a story tied to the FoamPosites like I do, like with my Jordans. But anyway, nonetheless, let's get to a little bit. I'm just gonna talk a little bit about the history of it. You know what I'm saying? For you fact checkers, you know what I'm saying? By all means, if I get something wrong, please respectfully correct me in the comments. But I'm just going by an article that I read, and I think it's pretty interesting. You know what I'm saying? How the FoamPosites almost didn't come to be, and how it came to be, and how it was groundbreaking, ahead of its time, even though it had a lot of its doubters, even people up in Nike. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to the designer, Eric Aval, if I'm not mistaken, if I'm pronouncing his last name right. Shout out to him, because he was working on this sneaker back in '97, obviously before '97. Working on a sneaker for a while, and shoot, it took 3 years, you know what I'm saying, to finally get it done out in the production line. So that's a long time, you know what I'm saying. So it was ahead of its time. So let's get to it. I got the FoamPosite there, and very groundbreaking. You know what I'm saying? From back in 1997, like I said, Eric Aval is the designer. Took 3 years. Now, it was groundbreaking because, if I'm not mistaken, it was the first one to use this type of materials, the FoamPosite material. And the price point, these were $180 back in 97. Now, mind you, 97, 98 season, Jordan, you know what I'm saying, that was his final year in the NBA where they won the NBA championship, okay? Now, the FoamPosite, you have two different ones. FoamPosite 1, which is this one here that I have, okay? And the FoamPosite Pro. Now, the Pro has like a bubble Nike swoosh on the lateral, okay, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, now back then, the FoamPosite 1 in 97 ran about 180, and the Pros ran for 170. So the price point, the materials, man, it was, ahead of the game, and almost, kind of what deterred the sales from it, you know what I'm saying? Because if I'm not mistaken, Jordans back then were going for like, I don't know, 140, 150. So you figure an extra 20, 30 bucks, you know, not including tax, was probably a deal breaker for a lot of people, you know, back then. Oh, excuse me. So, like I said, let's get to it. And the fun fact is, I don't know if it's has yet to be confirmed, but it was rumors, you know, that the FoamPosites, at least one of them, I'm not sure if it was the Pro or the one, was supposed to be for Scottie Pippen, and they were going to call it was it FoamPosite 33 or Scottie Pippen 33. That was going to be the name for it, and for whatever reason, I don't know, it never happened. They said Penny Hardaway at that time, he was in his prime. He already had commercials. He already had Nike deals. He already had the Air Penny ones out. And fun fact is that Penny Hardaway did not debut these FoamPosites first. It was Mike Bibby. Okay, Mike Bibby, the basketball player. For those of y'all that remember, he was the first ones to actually rock them on court back in March of '97, if I'm not mistaken. And then maybe like a week or maybe not even a week later, that's when Penny debuted, you know what I'm saying, the FoamPosite ones on his feet. And I think there were 3 original colorways, if I'm not mistaken. I know they had the white and black pair, and they had the Royal Game colorway, which was, you know what I'm saying, all like blue and then black, you know what I'm saying, like you see up here. And I can't think of the third. Oh, the third one was like the all black ones, all black joints, if I'm not mistaken. But you know, they've dropped more colorways since then, obviously. But also too, they wouldn't re-retro the FoamPosites, but it was actually a FoamPosite Pro that retroed back in 2001. So that was the first time they retroed it. You know what I'm saying, the model. Um, Oh, FoamPosite 33. That's what they was gonna name it for the Scottie Pippen, if Scottie Pippen would have had it. Okay, but yeah, like I said, they retro back in 2001. You know what I'm saying? The the FoamPosite Pro. Also, too, fun little fact is that Tim Duncan was the first one to debut him in the All Star game. I think he had the all white joints. They were the pros with the Nike swoosh on. So Tim Duncan, first one in NBA All-Star game, which we know that the NBA All-Star game is held in February. And Mike Bibby was the first one to actually wear these on court, not Penny Hardaway. So the legend goes that Penny Hardaway was shopping for his next sneaker, if you will. And this Eric Alval guy was showing him sneakers. And Penny wasn't impressed, and by that time, like I said, it was kind of hard for Eric Alval to bring these to fruition. You know, like I said, it almost didn't happen. But shout out to the Woo manufacturing company. You know, it's based out of Korea, and they made TVs. And those of y'all might remember, for those of y'all that are old enough, they built cars. It's pronounced Daewoo with a D. You know what I'm saying? And they were the first ones to actually be able to put this material, this posit material, this FoamPosite material, and make the molding for it. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to them. But legend has it, okay, so Eric Alval had the FoamPosites, and it was the last sneaker to be shown. And he was kind of reluctant to show Penny because of all the slack he was getting, you know what I'm saying, from Nike and other people saying that, you know, hey, no one's gonna build them. How are you gonna put, make it and this and that, you know what I'm saying? Just all kinds of things, you know what I'm saying? It was something totally different in the sneaker game in '97 to have FoamPosite materials. So anyway, Penny saw it that he had one more you know what I'm saying, pair of J's left in the bag, and so he pulled it out. And it was the FoamPosites, and Penny said, hey, I want those. And so that's how Penny Hardaway ended up with the FoamPosites and not Scottie Pippen. You know what I'm saying? But that has yet to be confirmed. But that's what the rumor is, or the legend is, okay? So speaking of which, this Friday, April 9th, I believe, on Sneakers app, they're actually going to drop the Penny PE, the white and black joints from back in the day. And man, that's gonna be a dope cop. I think I'm gonna try to go for them. I don't know. I know I gotta slow down. I've been copying a lot of J's, but man, I'm just happy to get one. And I know later on this year they're supposed to drop a ruby red black joints too, FoamPosite. So man, this is definitely the year of the FoamPosites, if you ask me. They've dropped the Dornbecker FoamPosites back in early March or late February, if I'm not mistaken. Then they dropped a new world, the other gray joints. They're like these, but they're gray. And so they've already dropped, let's see, 1, 2, 3, and then with the white and black ones, 4, and then the ruby red or metallic red and the black joints later on this year. So that's, I'm saying, already 4 FoamPosites for the year. So that's quite a bit. So that's why I ask, hey, is FoamPosites making a comeback? So like I said, the price point, the materials, sales, they were super limited from what I heard back in the day. I mean, they weren't like in the hundreds and thousands, if I'm not mistaken. Like a couple retailers only got maybe like 100 or here and there, and whatever the case may be. But they did end up selling out, and but it got to a slow start back then. What I'm saying? Then once they started re-retroing them, and collabing and adding, different paints or prints, if you will, on the FoamPosites. What I'm saying? They really took off. What I'm saying? You do have a posit community, FoamPosite community, if you will. What I'm saying? Just like we have Jordans. What I'm saying? Sneakerheads. You do have FoamPosite sneakerheads, and I'll tell you what, man, I am hooked. Like I said, they're very comfortable on feet, light on feet. They actually fit like a glove. And another little cool fun fact is, like, the material of the posit is polyurethane. So it starts off as a liquid, and it's heated between 130 degrees Fahrenheit to 175 degrees Fahrenheit, if I'm not mistaken. And another thing that they had trouble with during the construction, if you will, was, they had to build a mold. So this polyurethane liquid, they would fill up these molds, which, by the way, from what I read in the article, was, $750,000 the molds costed, and the machines and all that. That's what the article said. What I'm saying? So it was very expensive. So hence the price point being so high. Now, another thing, the FoamPosites almost never re-retroed again because they had destroyed the original molds. The original molds from 97. So they had to redo it and rebuild it all again from scratch. And hence, that's why, like I said, FoamPosites are always expensive, because it's expensive to make them. So they did end up, doing the molds again once they started re-retroing them back in the 2000s and whatnot. But that's one of the reasons of why the FoamPosites are real expensive, because the molds and whatnot, and the process is very expensive. So yeah, that's a couple little things. I don't know if y'all knew or didn't know. But I just did want to share it, like we do around here. Walk with your boy and grow with your boy. We learn together. I'm not ashamed to admit that, hey, I don't know everything. I have to look it up. And that's the whole thing about being a student of the game. Continue to keep learning, if you will. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So drop a comment and let your boy know if y'all are maybe someday, or maybe this Friday even, maybe gonna pick up a pair of FoamPosites and add them to your collection, or if y'all just gonna keep passing. And this is part of history, y'all. Believe it or not, FoamPosites are history. In the history books, very groundbreaking. So, man, with that being said, it's very, 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 very dope sneaker, if you will. In my opinion. But anyway, hopefully y'all enjoyed the video. A little bit of the backstory of how Penny Hardaway, one of the greatest basketball players ever, came and has connection with the FoamPosite ones. And man, too bad that Penny got hurt. and shorten his career, if you will. But man, he was a beast. He was a beast. Even Shaq said it. You know what I'm saying? That Kobe, he jumped into the league already being a star, and it took, Kobe, RIP, you know what I'm saying, a couple years to get into his, you know what I'm saying, to get into his lane or whatnot, but yeah, it's it gives me the little information that I looked up. It gives me more of a respect for the sneaker. You know what I'm saying? How it almost didn't come to be, like I said, everything that I mentioned already. And, I think that still holds true to today, if you will, is the price point, at 250. I mean, that's pretty steep, actually, to be honest. But knowing the process and what it costs and the machines and the molds that they use, uh, oh, excuse me, it's a very expensive process. So obviously they got to make up for it somehow, some way. And also, too, last but not least, and I'll leave you with this, is that some of the inspiration or the inspiration from the FoamPosite was from a beetle. The bug, the black beetle, if you will. If you look at a picture of the black beetle, you know what I'm saying, it's got like the shell and it's got like the aerodynamic, look, of the black beetle. You know what I'm saying? So that was some of the inspiration behind it. So if y'all know, the beetles are black and shiny. It looks like they got a pretty tough little shell, if you will. And so that's where the inspiration from the FoamPosites. I don't know if any of y'all ever knew that or not. I know I didn't, but that's what it said in the article, that the inspiration comes from a beetle. You know what I'm saying? From its aerodynamics and probably from the looks, you know what I'm saying? Because it looks like it's got that hard shell on his body, you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, that's the main ingredient. Little brief history of the Nike FoamPosite 1. Maybe I'll add a Pro if they release a Pro with the swoosh maybe this year. I'm sure they might. And you know what I'm saying? Your boy can't cook without the special ingredient. That's every single one of y'all that's taking time out of your day to watch my videos. So until next time, peace.